Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the 3 new Zane figures that can be found in the January 2025 wave of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 sets. Just because this season does seem to be a more Zane-heavy season, I mean, we literally got 3 new Zanes in this most recent set wave, so I thought it could be fun to compare all 3. From left to right, we have Stormsuit Zane, which we have taken a look at in a previous video, but not among the other Zanes. That minifigure you can find in the Dragonian Storm Village set. Next to that, we have the Zane's Battlesuit Mech version of Zane, which is a slightly different version of his Stormsuit design, with less stuff on, it seems. And finally at the end, that is Big Zane, as seen in the Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech set, and actually the only Zane here that is not a minifigure, but instead this one is a brick-built Zane, which very much lives up to his name as Big Zane. We are going to be taking a look at all 3 individually, starting with Stormsuit Zane on the left. Let's get started. So, starting things off, we have the primary version of Zane that you can find in the Dragons Rising Season 3 sets, that of course being Stormsuit Zane. More likely than not, this is going to be the main Zane suit throughout the duration of Dragons Rising Season 3. Of course, we do have other variations, but this one is the main one, I guess you could say. And we will not be spending too much time talking about this guy, because if you've seen my video featuring all of the Stormsuit Ninja, you would obviously have already heard my thoughts on this guy in more detail. So if you have not yet seen that video, I will link it in the description just so you can check it out. But overall, Stormsuit Zane looks decent, I would say. I'm still not crazy about some of the color choices. I'm not a huge fan of the blue hands or the mask, which features gray primarily instead of white. In my opinion, the gray and the white on the mask should have been flipped, but overall, this version of Zane, it is growing on me, though I will be doing a few, minor revamps, I guess you could say, to this figure. That will be for another video later on, but as it stands, that is Stormsuit Zane, the main Zane, I guess you could say, for Dragons Rising Season 3. Next up here, we have this version of Zane, which I am calling Shirtless Zane until I hear otherwise. This version of Zane comes in the smallest Ninjago set from Dragons Rising Season 3, of course not counting the spinners, that of course being Zane's Battlesuit Mech, and just bringing in Stormsuit Zane here. As you can see, these two suits have a few similarities. For one, they use the exact same legs, so as you can see here on the right, Shirtless Zane just kind of uses Stormsuit Zane's legs, exact same legs used there, also the exact same hands, not the exact same face, because of course the Stormsuit one uses the Dragons Rising Zane face, while this one just uses the regular titanium Zane head that's been around since, I believe, Sons of Garmadon, so that one's been used quite a bit, most recently in the Tournament of the Sources sets. But the main difference between these two is obvious. This guy is shirtless. He also does not have any armor, nor does he have a ninja hood. And I have no idea why Zane is shirtless here. No idea why this design exists. I'm not really sure what the deal is with this guy. Just doing a little flip, you can see that they've also printed his back quite a bit too, featuring a lot of pistons and other bits of mechanical detail. It's obvious that Zane is not wearing a shirt here because, again, this whole body is titanium, so not really sure what that means. You also see his robot abs down there along with his robot chest. Yeah, he also got his power source right there too, and some weird white markings over on the left side of his body. His very, very muscly chrome titanium body. Just for a quick comparison as well, I do have here Core Zane, just so you can see that the details have evolved a little bit. On the left, that is Core Zane from a few years ago. You can see the differences in the chest. Core Zane is also supposed to have Zane's chest exposed for some reason. Yeah, this is not the first Zane with the chest out. He's had that going on for a while there. But as you can see, the design is similar but not exact. The chest is different, the power core is slightly different and more detailed. Almost makes me wonder if this Zane over here is Zane like rebuilt. Like maybe after the merge, Zane had to rebuild his body or something. I mean, we did find him in that weird pod in Imperium's basement. You know, who knows what he was doing down there. Maybe he was rebuilding himself. But either way, this is the new Shirtless Zane. Very interesting figure. I'm curious to see if this one actually shows up in the show or what exactly its purpose even is outside of being, you know, Shirtless Zane. And last, and certainly not least, we have here Big Zane. Not really sure if he has an official name, but some of the set designers have called him Big Zane, so I guess that's just what I'm going to call him. And yes, he is Big Zane. I mean, just comparing him to a minifigure, you can see how big Big Zane is. Now, Big Zane is a brick-built figure as well. He is not a Lego Big Fig, but just for fun, just for a fun little comparison, I do have Dog Shank here, one of my only Big Figs. You can kind of see how that comparison works out. Big Zane is bigger than a regular Big Fig. I'm really glad that they decided to go for a brick-built figure, though, and not a Big Fig, just because a brick-built Big Zane makes more sense because it's Zane. It's supposed to look more mechanical and more detailed. A normal Big Fig, in my opinion, would not have gotten the job done. But in terms of Big Zane, let's do a big zoom really quick. So starting things off here, we actually do have the head, which I think is very well done. I mean, even though it's not really ninja-esque, it still looks like Zane. Oh, and by the way, when I eventually do make my review for the Combo Mech set, I will probably talk about this guy again, just not in that much detail. But overall, I like the head build. I like how that looks. The printing on there is extremely nice. Again, looks like Zane, looks like his eyebrows. We also have his symbol on the top there, on the forehead. I like the horns, too. The little antennas makes the whole thing look more robotic, and the head can spin if you really want it to. It can articulate. It can't look up and down or nothing, but it can spin. Thank goodness. I like how that looks quite a bit. Going down a little bit, as you can see, we have we have Zane's power core right there. Excuse me, I'm tripping over my words. This thing is just so awesome. But no, that is Zane's power core. Same thing as his minifigure, just obviously a little bit more enhanced and in the center of his body. That is unfortunately a sticker. I did not place it on there the best, unfortunately. But yeah, Zane does have a massive chest in this mode too. Not sure what that's all about. He doesn't really have any abs though, unless you count those little bumps down there from the Lego stud. I don't know. But overall, you know, that is Zane's power core. So presumably this Big Zane form has something to do with Zane's power core. The arms are also articulated. There is a ball joint at the shoulder, so you can move the arms any which way that you want. There is a hinge at the elbow too, so you can move that too. And Zane does have a little clip on his hand, or a clip for his hand rather. Same thing as the other hand, so you can put minifigure tools and accessories in Zane's hand. It's also worth mentioning that Zane does have a sticker here featuring his symbol. On the other arm, he just has some mechanical detail. Not sure what else that could be. Going down to the legs, as you can see, Zane's legs are kind of like chicken leg, bent like that. Not really sure why they decided to do that. There are no knees, but again, kind of like pre-sculpted knees, I guess you could say. I like his thighs, you know, they're nice and beefy. Again, very muscular. That seems to be a common theme with Zane this time. Muscles. Don't know why. You tell me, Lego. But yeah, as you can see, he does have some pretty thick legs going down to his feet, which of course are also brick built. Ball joints at the hips, so you can move those a lot, and ball joints at the ankles, so tiltage and movement there. These are the bottoms of his feet, very flat. Okay, whatever floats your boat there. And in terms of the back of Zane, there's not much going on back here. There is kind of like a little bar back here that can clip into the bigger mech once he combines, but he does have a bit of a backpack. So there's that. Yeah, not really sure what this Big Zane is all about, or if I will need to modify it once the show comes out. But But overall, I really do like this guy. I think Big Zane is a lot of fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Big Zane. I think overall this figure is very successful, has a lot of good articulation, all things considered. Very curious to see, like some of the other variants of Zane, whether or not this actually does anything in the context of the show. I imagine it will, but in terms of what it will look like in the show, how Zane gets this new form, that is all up for debate. We have no idea just yet. As of the time of recording, Season 3 has not yet come out. So with that being said, everyone, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Those have been my thoughts on the 3 new Zane figures that can be found in the most recent wave, as of the time of recording, of Dragons Rising Season 3 sets. I'm not sure if all 3 of these will appear in the show. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But in terms of which one you guys prefer, which one is your favorite, leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think about all of the new Zane variations? Which ones do you have? Which ones do you want? And again, what do you think these designs will do in the context of Dragons Rising Season 3? Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.